Welcome in, y'all. Timeshare Clarence. This morning, I just really want to talk about opportunity. And so I'll tell a little story first and then I'll make my point. So this morning, I won't say it was a struggle. It was just kind of typical day. Got up. I didn't hit my big lap, basically hit my small lap. But I think I jogged a little bit further than I jogged last time. But I got out late, so I was trying to be mindful of the time because I got training this morning. So I didn't want to be late. So I ironed clothes last night, so I wouldn't have to iron clothes this morning. But then this morning, I really wasn't feeling what I had ready, so I had to iron something else. And I'm just getting ready for work, listening to a podcast, but I had a lot of stuff on my mind, especially after I've been kind of just reflecting on the situation yesterday with the trash and the steak. Like, what are the things that I really need to get into and find, what's the source? I was thinking a lot about my dad and how much I felt like we're alike and how much I felt like we're different. When I was probably like 20-ish, I wrote this poem called 8 Deadly Sins. And then that's been kind of one of the things that stuck with me throughout. But as I get older and more recently, I've been kind of going back, revising that. I feel like that's going to be something that I continue to do. So I was thinking about putting at least the first part of that out on here. So just going through, hey, what can I do? What do I need to do? What I need to focus on? But ultimately, like the things that stay on my mind, like what is causing me to continue to have these things on my mind. So like every day, I think about my family, my failures, the things I'm proud of, the things I'm not proud of, the things I'm ashamed of, the difference between somebody having a lack of respect for you versus somebody disrespecting you, a lot of different things. So I didn't know what I wanted to talk about, but I know I had a lot of content and it was going to be more than one episode. So I'm getting ready for work. The phone ring. And typically I don't answer the phone. It's just like a lot of other people. You got debt collectors, you got telemarketers, you got people that really you just don't want to deal with. But some told me, hey, man, it is what it is. If it is a debt collector, holler at them, tell them what it is, take care of it. If it's a telemarketer, hear them out real quick and, move on. So I answer the phone. And it's the thing, you never know who's on the other end of the phone. And that goes both ways. So I answer the phone. It's a telemarketer. And based off what he said, it sounded like it's a timeshare thing. So obviously, I sell timeshare. I'm not trying to waste nobody's time. But he says, nah, this is something you already bought back in the day. And again, marketing is marketing. I know how this stuff works. I work in the industry. So I'm being straight up with dude. I'm like, look, man, I sell timeshare. I own 3. I asked him first off, I'm like, is this a timeshare? He say, no, it's not a timeshare. I'm like, all right. So I'm like, is there any type of presentation that come with whatever you're talking about? And he say, it's a couple vacations, up to 4 people. Give me the details, all of that. And he say, and then you just do a presentation on one of the trips. Okay, so this is timeshare, right? So I'm being straight up with the dude. I'm like, look, man, I'm telling you that I own 3 timeshares. I sell timeshare. And it's not even that I'm dismissing you. It's I'm not going to do this. And if I was going to do it, then, it'd make sense for you to call back when my ex-wife is around, because basically we got this stuff together. She's been talking a lot about, needing some time, needing a break, on a real vacation. And honestly, you actually have the opportunity to pitch whatever you're trying to pitch when she get here, and she'll be here later on. So he cut me off. I don't even know what he said, but again, he's still trying to pitch. And I said, bro, I'm telling you, because I'm getting irritated at this time. I said, bro, what I'm telling you is that I'm actually willing to hear you out, right? But I'm getting ready for work. It's not something I'm going to do right now. But if we can schedule a time for you to call back, then we can probably address this when my ex-wife is out here. Because again, we own 3 timeshares. I sell timeshare. You know, my family live in St. Louis. I live in Vegas. You know, it's something, if it makes sense, she'll probably entertain. And if she with it, then, you know, we'll move forward. So dude just won't accept that. So now he start back trying to pitch. Well, if that's the case, since, you know, it's no blackout dates, it's no this, it's no that, why don't you just go? So I hung up. Now, what's the point of that? I answered the phone and I went through that little situation. It was like, you know, that's why I don't answer the phone. But the reality is I should have answered the phone, because going through that experience made me see how some of our guests feel when they come into my job and people just won't listen to them. It wasn't that I wasn't interested. It was really that it wasn't a good time I was getting for work. This is my priority. So I wanted to get my personal hygiene done and get to recording this video, which was definitely not supposed to be about some telemarketer calling me about a timeshare. But it happened, and it had an impact because, like, I'm not finna say that I was about to buy something, but I am seriously curious about the best programs in the industry, because I do believe that timeshare is something that's beneficial. And as much as I value quality time with the people I care about, as much as I value the opportunity to experience different cultures, food, have different experiences and all of this, like, if I got the money, I'm trying to travel. I'm trying to go different places, see different things. And even though I got 3 timeshares, yeah, it doesn't come close to covering the amount of things that I would do if I was in a position to do it. But I also know the best way to do it is with a timeshare. So I'm open to buying another timeshare or, you know, adding to what I own. But like, dude just wouldn't listen. So I didn't know who it was on the other end of the phone, but I still answered. And I got something out of it, because I do want to make sure people don't have that type of experience when they're dealing with me. It doesn't have to be a sales situation, but just in everyday life. Like, people could really be open to listening to what you're saying if you give them the opportunity to do it, and if you actually listen to them instead of trying to force something down somebody's throat. So I really hope that I don't do that. And I will be mindful and intentional about not doing that going forward. But on the flip side, that dude probably talked to hundreds of people every day, and he didn't know who he was talking to. Because if he had to just listen, I simply would have rescheduled the call to Friday when I had time. I would have heard the dude out. And if what he said made sense, then he would have got a deal. So said all that to say this. Opportunities present themselves every day. I could have not answered the phone. I would have not learned the lesson. You know, he could have listened and he would have had an opportunity to get a sale. But ultimately, you don't know what they are. But when they present themselves, what you do matters, and how you respond to the situations that you're put in, how you respond to the opportunities that you're presented. That's really what's going to determine the outcome. Because the phone ring every day, and the vast majority of the time I don't answer. But today I did answer, and because I answered, I actually got something out of it. And that's really my message. Like, answer, listen, be open, and don't miss out on your opportunities. So thank y'all for tuning in. Timeshare Clarence. Until next time, peace.